Welcome, everyone, to Pick Central on the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. I am hosting today. I am Ben Mintz. Brandon Walker, we're thinking about our esteemed host. He's out this week with a death in the family in Mississippi. Certainly hoping everything's okay with Brandon. We're going to miss his presence. But as always, this is Barstool. The show must go on. Joined by a hell of a cast of characters in here today. We're going to start with my left, Smitty. Join us, Smitty. Always great to have you in Pick Central.
Always great to be here, Benjamin.
Heck yeah, man. Always a pleasure.
You weren't expecting the Benjamin, were you?
Only my mother usually calls me Benjamin.
Okay.
So my mother and my 7th grade history teacher. So
Just making sure.
yeah, I guess you're joining. I guess you're the first man to ever really call me Benjamin.
I will take that.
I don't hate Benjamin.
No.
Benjamin Mintz.
I don't hate it.
Sounds royal.
It does.
Also joined by Big Ev. Back-
Mitzi, it's been a while, man.
It has been a
It's been
while.
a fucking while.
It has been a while. I was thinking about it. For me, 2 weeks in Omaha, and then the office was closed last week. You know, I hadn't been up here literally in a month. We did the show in Omaha. I know y'all did the Thursday show.
Yeah.
But I know you're excited to get back in here.
I've missed it, man. I've missed Pick Central. You guys were in Omaha forever. Then we had this break. Like I said, yeah, just me. I think just me and Marty did it that one Thursday. Then we were off. But we're back.
Heck yeah, well, we're back. And then joined by the newest Barstool gambling personality and hire. Also, love seeing some Louisiana blood up in here. Megan Making Money joins us. She's in office today and tomorrow. Megan, welcome to Barstool Sports. How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful. I am so happy to be here with all of y'all. Completely overwhelmed, but very excited at the same time.
Well, so is this your first time in New York?
Yes, and I don't know how y'all do it here.
It's disgusting.
It's like y'all. It's like y'all are ants. Like everything just goes up and up and up, and I'm trying to figure out how y'all are going to continue to keep building things. It's my brain can't wrap my head around it.
I don't live in New York anymore, but they're not. New York's dead.
It's not.
I'm not.
Your Yankees are dead.
I'm not
you
weighing
trash
in on
bags.
that.
You act like the Phillies are just like this.
500, baby.
I will claim.
500.
I will take the blame for the Yankees' loss. I took the Red Sox and the Yankees because I was coming up here yesterday, even against my own Astros team, and we see how that ended up yesterday.
Well, there you heard it. It was Megan's fault.
It's my fault. It's
Mm-hmm.
my fault. I take full responsibility. I am the mush of the day yesterday.
No, the Yankees are just putrid. And they're embarrassing and a joke.
I mean, that's all been
I
facts.
could keep
for,
going with that.
history.
They're just the worst.
27 rings, though.
They do.
Congrats.
Listen.
Evan's with them in their toddler years.
I have to toe the line of, listen, I'm a realistic fan at the same time. The New York Yankees are the best sports franchise in the history of sports. That's still a fact. Just for the record.
I think everyone got quiet on you there.
Just for the record. It's just true.
The best
Well,
sports franchise pre-1965.
No, ever. Of all time.
Yeah, I mean, you're shooting shots at the Aztec Empire, playing javelin.
We were kicking their ass too.
Yeah,
We were kicking their ass, the Mayans, everybody.
You know the Yankees cannot get I'm not gonna say the qualities of the closers, but
listen, this team will not win a championship. I've said that. Bunch of power righties. Starting pitching is bad. Now the bullpen has just went. I don't know what happened. They're just awful. Chapman's the worst baseball player I've ever seen.
not a good person either.
No, not really.
Substances.
No, not really. Yeah, I mean, Garrett Cole pitched well the other day, though.
Congrats.
The game was
Congrats. He's only getting paid $300 million.
Of course, I've been fading him, and all of a sudden he has a good day.
Listen, the Yankees. I said I have to toe the line of the Goombats Yankee fan, but also a realistic Yankee fan. We have 27 rings this year. We also really stink, and we're at 0% chance of winning a championship.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Is everybody in Louisiana Astros in Houston?
I mean, that's our closest.
Okay.
It's weird. It's
I thought it would be Braves.
So Louisiana, it's weird.
Everyone's a Braves
South
fan in the
Louisiana likes the Astros because Houston's kind of closer to South Louisiana, and the North Louisiana likes the Rangers because Dallas is close to the North Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm 3 hours from Houston and Lafayette, so it's
Interesting.
Huh.
All right.
There's a pretty big Louisiana, and Houston's pretty big Louisiana.
I also I didn't grow up watching baseball. My dad absolutely hated baseball. He thought it was the slowest, most awful sport ever. But my husband, when we met 10 years ago, just immersed me into all things Astros, and I loved softball growing up. So it just made sense.
I want to start, Megan. I got to ask. So for people that don't know Megan, which is a lot of people already know from your other days, you built up quite the following. So this started for you on Reddit. How the hell did this happen?
My husband and I, he taught me kind of how to read lines and stuff, and I'm super competitive. I played all types of sports growing up, had 3 brothers, grew up around all boys. So it was like we would always go play tackle football on the fairway. It was like, and always get chased off by the golf course people. But that was like the best days. And then so he taught me how to read lines and shit. And I started putting out my own picks, making my own stuff on my own account. And this football season, 2 seasons ago, we made a personal husband and wife bet. And I ended up winning that bet. And he posted on Reddit, like, my wife is getting better at me than picking games. What do I do? And some dude was like, just post them here. They'll go cold. And he started posting my wife's picks. And I went like on a 15-0 run. Wow. Just stacked that cheddar. And everyone was like, make a Twitter. And then I did. And everyone thought I was fake. And no one was a dude. So I started putting out videos. And now
just to prove you were a human being.
Yeah, people know now that I am a real life human being and a woman. I do have 2 kids. So that certifies me as a woman, I guess.
And so you built up. So you live in Lafayette, Louisiana. You're from the Mississippi coast.
Yes, I'm originally from the Mississippi Gulf Coast. I grew up pretty much on the bayou, like not pretty much, literally on the bayou. Like we would catch alligators. My brothers would bring them in the yard, and I would help tape them down.
Now, when you say that, like, what are we talking about? We're talking about like little 3 feet that can, go in a New York City bathtub. We're talking actual man-eaters. Have you ever come across a man-eater?
Okay, so I'm not man-eating, right? But at least, like, would have definitely eaten our dogs if it had chance. Like,
well, that's even worse.
Wow, there's multiple times
take
where
me, don't take my dog.
I was, like, swimming. Right? Dude, seriously.
Yeah.
I love my dog. There's multiple times where I would be, like, swimming, and, like, a boat would pass by and be like, hey, by the way, you might want to get out. We just saw an alligator down there. And then my brothers would just be like, all right. And they would go and get in a little skiff and go down there. And they'd use, like, a huge, like, treble hook. And we would get it to land, and they'd pull it up and essentially just like sit on it. I'm not going to say everything that they did because eventually the alligator was killed and then they ate the tail and all that, but I'm not going to get into all of that.
Well, isn't gator a delicacy?
Yeah, it tastes like chicken.
I mean, it tastes like chicken. You got to kind of. I think you got to kind of do some work on it. It's a little rubbery.
Yeah,
you got to put some bacon. You got to wrap some bacon, get some fat, and some flavor in there.
If you get good fried gator, like if you go to like Walk-Ons or something, get some good fried gator. Gonna go Ramalot, or even if you like a good ranch. I mean,
you got to spruce it up a little bit, though. It needs a little. I think it needs a little love.
You look like a gator guy, Ev.
Southern people are crazy, bro.
Look, I didn't grow up. She's crazy. I damn sure didn't grow up wrestling alligators.
I'm like, goddamn. I'm like, I've seen a couple deer.
Yeah, no, my family wasn't big into hunting or anything. We just did we were all like, my dad would always take us offshore fishing and stuff too. So like, first time I ever like went scuba diving, I was like 8 years old. And there was like a huge hammerhead shark that my dad would put like chum in the water so that these sharks would come. And I was like, he was a huge asshole, but in like the best way possible.
You had a different upbringing in the South than I did. I can tell. No alligators or scuba diving for me. I guess North Louisiana.
Could you imagine Ben scuba diving?
I'm just glad to still be alive.
When I think of gators, I just think of the one that ate Chubbs' hand.
Yeah, me too.
That's as far as my knowledge of gators goes. That's it.
And so you live in Lafayette. Now, how long have you been in Lafayette?
About 8 years now, almost 8 years. So we've been over there, and that's where like my son and my daughter are growing up, and obviously we really like it over there. And New York's it's nice, but I like Louisiana. Money stretches a little bit.
Oh, a lot farther.
A little bit farther than New York money.
And also, so you're a fan. Just to introduce you to the world, so you're an Astros baseball fan.
Yes.
We have an LSU Tiger fan in the building.
Of course.
And then you're also a Saints fan.
Of course.
Awesome.
I mean, I don't watch much NBA, but if I'm going to cheer, I'll cheer for the Pels,
You've been pro baseball and football, you're big.
Yeah, I love, and especially college basketball I really love a lot too.
So what have you been best at handicapping? What's the sweet spot here?
I was NFL 2 seasons ago. Then we had that layoff for the pandemic, obviously, and I taught myself how to cap ponies. So
I've heard her segments. She does,
I was betting. It's
interesting. Get you in here with the what were they called? The Wolf Pack.
Horse racing is literally like drugs.
Yeah, bring back the Wolf Pack.
It's like drugs. Like
Big T's still here.
Yeah, Big T.
You put like $20 on a horse, and literally you have like 45 seconds of just your heart palpitating. And then slap. I mean, I always used to slap my thigh or my ass just because I felt like if the horse was getting whipped, I could
Cosmo Kramer.
I could also
bring it
take
home.
some pain for the horse. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I just would just hate the shit out of myself. I mean, there was multiple times I'd wake up with like a bruise on my leg, like an asshole. But
Get into it, huh?
Yeah.
You know who is a huge horse racing person here at Barstool Sports?
Our boss?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Dan
know.
Portnoy.
He loves his horses.
Yes, he does. He loves to break manes, horses and humans.
Speaking of which, I'm really hoping Gallo goes good tonight at this point.
Yeah, so we got for today, Weird Sports Day. So today on the show, we're going to be talking way more about all the stuff that happened over the weekend. We're going to get into Italy, winning the Euro Cup, talking NBA Finals, Major League Baseball at the All-Star break, Dustin Poirier beating Conor McGregor. We're going to touch on all that. But tonight, we've got a live stream from the Gambling Cave for the All-Star Game Home Run Derby. And Megan, it's your big debut, your big pick. You're on Joey Gallo?
Yeah, we're doing Gallo. We got him boosted to plus 550. Look, Gallo was literally born to hit moonshots. Like, that dude, could touch the ball with 25% of his strength and it flies over the fence. No, there's a lot of sexy. I mean, look, you got Show. I mean, he's been absolutely crazy. You got Juan Soto, who's, just so swaggy with his batting stance. But I like Joey. I like Joey Gallo. I think it's his to lose. And look at those odds. Beautiful. Plus 550.
I went through the odds because I was debating who I was going to pick. And Ohtani at plus 350 I looked at. Not even I could take a favorite at plus 250 in a home run derby.
Yes.
There's a line of...
Wait, what did you take
Vandy at minus 400.
I was just about to say, what did you take Vandy at?
Plus 350. There's a line. I said plus 350 was the limit. There's got to be a limit.
You need to take Ohtani. You're the favorites guy.
I'm not the favorite.
Somebody's
just lean into it.
Yeah, I know. I was going to take him at plus 350. Plus 250 is too much. I'm taking Matt Olson. I've been riding the A's over run bets all the last few months. He hit 2 bombs yesterday. He's plus 525. I'm in on him. I know Pete Alonso's 5-1. He won it last year. Or what? I guess, was it 2 years ago? It was because last year there wasn't.
Yeah, 2 years
it was
ago.
2 years ago. He won it, so he's kind of the defending champ. I know Stu Finer's on him, being a Mets fan, but I'm going with Olsen. I've got to kill my image as being the chalk guy. That's not usually how I gamble.
It is kind of a wide open field this year, it seems like, more than any other.
I mean, it's home run derby. Who the hell knows?
Are they still bringing in whoever they want to pitch to them? Like their dads and stuff?
I believe so, yeah. That's always my favorite part. I love watching, especially those who, the father-son duos that actually, win the home run derby. It's, the sweetest embrace, at the end. It's just, that proud, father-son moment.
Unless it's Bryce Harper's dad, then he, looks like he's going to beat the shit out of everybody.
So does, I mean...
Yeah, his dad's a monster.
Huge. Huge.
So that's probably my favorite part of the home run derby, honestly. It's just, the camaraderie. Gonna bring some feminine energy in here.
Believe it. I'm on Gallo too, though.
Let's go.
It's a smart play. He's hit 15 home runs in the last 15 games. He's hot.
Dude, yeah.
He's got that home run, just swag.
Yeah.
But he literally swings for
I'll
the
never
fences
say that again,
every single time. He literally swings for the fences.
All right, whole ton of stuff to get into over the weekend, and honestly, like Ev said, first of all, I haven't been on the show since Omaha. Appreciate all the support we got at the live shows at DJ's Dugout in Omaha. Thank them for hosting. Man, we got some huge crowds in there, especially, look, obviously no love lost from Mississippi State for me. Actually, we'll get into Megan with that too, because Megan actually spent 3 months in Starkville for one semester.
An entire 3 months of college under my belt.
I don't think she had the same experience with Starkville.
So were you a student?
Yes.
So technically you're an alum.
No, I didn't go to class.
And me neither.
Okay.
Look,
I didn't have so I feel like, and anybody that went to Mississippi State, if you didn't have a cowbell, did you go to state? I was never gifted a cowbell. And that's the whole thing. When you go there, someone's supposed to give you a cowbell to initiate you into state fandom. And for me, it was I was on the coast and my parents were you have to stay in state. Obviously, I wanted to go to LSU. But they're like, no, we're not paying for out of state. And I'm like, oh, okay. So it was between USM and Hattiesburg. There was State and there was Ole Miss. And so everyone that I knew from the Gulf Coast was going to Hattiesburg. State was kind of right in the middle. And then Ole Miss, there was a ton of people that I just did not like from my personal class going there. So I was like...
You didn't like the Mississippi Coast Ole Miss people?
No offense. No offense. Sorry,
what
guys.
do? You can't book them all.
But no, so I just went to State and... Yeah, it was out in the middle of nowhere. Just a bunch of Stark Vegas, baby. It's great times.
Yeah, but you'll be happy to know that Brandon Walker, the normal host of the show, DM'd all of us and said that you were more than welcome, in fact, encouraged to take his Mississippi State cowbell off of his desk and back to Louisiana with you.
I'll probably just stick with my L and go Tigers and head back to Louisiana. I probably
You gonna play neck?
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'll stick with the real football school.
Even better, take the cowbell and hold it hostage.
That's not a bad idea.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's coming home. Sorry, Brandon. You just lost your cowbell.
Please do. Please do.
No, seriously, take it.
No, seriously, dude.
Yeah,
Might have to get it soon.
100%. I mean, we'll get Big Cat in on it, and like Big Cat
Do you
will
think I
basically
can get it
just
through
force you.
TSA or anything? I'm gonna knock somebody out with it.
I mean, unless Brandon's
Probably
dad had it and there's some residue on it or something.
I feel like you got to be able to take a bell through TSA.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The New York. I've never been to. Actually, I flew into Newark, so I've. It's that was a
Best airport.
whole ride in itself. I walked in and had no idea that I was like gonna get Jersey Shore vibes, and I was extremely excited.
You said that you did or did not?
I did not think. I guess I didn't know what to expect. I've never been here. So
Yeah, it's North Jersey.
I was like,
Yeah,
wow.
it's just
No, North Jersey
There was
deserves
like
its
beach
own
chairs. I was like, this
continent.
is kind of sick. Beach chairs. I can do beach chairs. I like beach chairs, especially at an airport.
You should stick around and go to the beach with Glenny Balls this weekend. And
Balls
Seaside
Beachwear.
Heights.
I would love.
Yeah.
If I was staying this weekend, Glenny, if you're listening, I would love some Glenny's beachwear. Balls Beachwear.
He's not listening. This is nap time.
Megan, I'm going through the chat right now. I'll say this, honestly. I always give Brandon Walker props on this as a host. He does a really good job interacting with the chat, and he also did a good job in Omaha interacting with the crowd. So I'm trying to do better. Keep up with the chat. Chat is very excited about Megan. A lot of people are upset you announced you're married, though. There's a lot of comments about that, Megan. I don't know. I think you're ruining a lot of people's dreams, unfortunately.
Sorry, I only knew my husband for 3 months before I got pregnant, and then we got married. So
2 kids?
Yeah, long 10 years later, we're still pumping.
There you go.
It's just one of those things, cosmic, just like me being here. I manifested it.
And speaking of that, you mentioned
attraction.
I saw your tweet with Aria, and you've known him for a while.
Oh yeah, Aria was one of the first people to kind of reach out to me from here and just kind of be like, "Hey, I really like your stuff. Like, you would fit in great here." So I thought he was really nice, and I sent him a king cake last year. I beat you to it. You should have sent everyone king cake, Ben. I don't know why you didn't think of that. You should have.
I mean, I thought of it and just didn't act on it, which is kind of my life story.
So when did you go from Twitter account to Fanduel? Or were you somewhere before that?
Well, I started my Twitter, and then I was working with a offshore book, just doing stuff like that, because that was kind of like my first, I guess, getting myself out there type deal. And then it was crazy. I had 1 week, I had 3 phone calls, one of which was with Fanduel, and then 2 other companies called me, and I kind of had to like hurry up and make a decision there. And so I went Fanduel, and I've worked with them the last year, and I was about to re-sign with them, and
it was actually crazy. Can we share this on?
Yeah.
Okay, it's all good. So it was really crazy. She was basically about to re-sign with FanDuel.
Like 1 yard line.
And wanted to sign this contract before she went on a trip to Colorado, like a vacation.
I asked for it. I'm like, can I have
it? And they said, hey, we got to give this a few days to get our eyes.
They said month.
Or a
month. A month.
They said whatever. They said a month, and I got a text.
Yeah.
Okay, I can. I got a text from Westy, our PIN compliance attorney, who is Baton Rouge guy, so more Louisiana ties here, and he's like, "Hey, like, what's going on with Megan?" And I said, "I'll check real quick." He's like, "You call her right freaking now." And it was when I was at LSU Ole Miss baseball at Swayze Field when I was back on my South baseball trip, growing the game, which now looks better. It's aged better than all the heat I caught for it. But so I called Megan, and she was out of pocket because she had her phones off. They were hiking around Colorado. Her and her husband were. Yeah. She finally got back to me, and I was like, "What's going on with your FanDuel thing?" Well, she's like, "Well, we've almost agreed in principle, but I haven't signed yet." And I was like, "Good." And set her up with Westy, and
and I didn't know if it was serious or not. And like I talked to my agent, and he was like, "Well, I don't know unless you hear from somebody important. Like I wouldn't put too much stock in it. You're not important, Ben, but you've just we're only here like a month
I'm
or
on
two.
the low end of the totem pole here.
And
it's
so
fine.
yes,
no offense taken.
So I waited, and then Dave shot me a message, and I was just like, shit.
And once Westy smells some Louisiana blood in the water, he's making sure it gets in.
He was really happy happy whenever we talked the other day. He was like, of course, I saw you like LSU, so I was immediately wanted you on spot.
Westy, we get along great, but he freaking hates Ole Miss so much, and so he likes me despite it. But yeah, he definitely wanted some real LSU blood up here, and that got it in motion. And then
within 72 hours, I had a contract, and my old company, had the time, but they did not. And so
were they? I don't think they were very happy about all this, huh?
No, I wouldn't be happy.
It's business.
Yeah, business.
Yeah.
I was told at the beginning that it was cutthroat, and then I make a cutthroat decision, and people don't necessarily like it. So
it's a shame.
It's the way the world works.
And also, so Megan and I, so we also both have done stuff with the ESPN Baton Rouge. We were part of. It was a pretty rough gambling segment this fall, but we have a mutual friend, T-Bob Hebert, who is the host of Off the Bench, which is the #1 morning sports show in Louisiana.
He's the best. Y'all should all go listen to him, even if you don't like LSU anything. He's awesome.
Well, it's funny too. I've been jokingly calling Off the Bench as the new Barstool farm system because they found Joey Molinaro, and then now Megan. So we've sent 3 from Baton Rouge that have Baton Rouge ties up here, which is pretty hard to believe, to be honest. But
Fordham, ESPN Baton Rouge.
And where was Brandon Walker?
Look, he was. I don't know. Brandon doesn't have any Louisiana ties. He's a strong Golden Triangle, Mississippi man. Sorry to hear about his grandmother though, for real.
Very sorry.
Missing B Walk. We're gonna get a quick read in about the BetterHelp. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Life is full of stressors. It doesn't matter who you are or what you have, your life is probably stressful. You may not be feeling down and out and depressed or like you're at a total loss, but if your stress is high, your temper is shorter than usual, or even if you're starting to feel strain on any of your relationship, you could probably use the chance to unload. Unload the stress and get it out. Talk to someone who's completely unbiased about your life. Someone who isn't going to judge you or take sides on anything. When there are things you can't tell anyone or feel like you can't unload to family and friends, you need to, and that's what therapy can be. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist. You don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can start communicating with your therapist in under 48 hours. Unload the stressor and get some unbiased feedback. You'd be pretty surprised at what you might gain for it. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/picks. That's BetterHelp.com/picks. Get your mind right with BetterHelp. All right, bunch of stuff to get into, guys, because it's a weird sports day because all we got is the Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
Usually this show's about picks. We all are kind of doing picks in the Home Run Derby, but so much to recap. Ev, first, let's get into the UFC stuff. Poirier is actually from Lafayette. I know, so there's
Fightville, USA. Let's go.
Lafayette. Yeah, Lafayette. That's where Daniel Cormier is from Lafayette.
But I feel like he's whenever they say both, I felt like I wanted to get clarification.
He's from Lafayette.
It's Lafayette.
Okay.
Dustin claims Lafayette all the way. Because
every time DC says it, he always is from Shreveport, Louisiana, talking about Poirier.
Yeah, Poirier.
His first fight ever was in Shreveport on something.
I don't know. I didn't know if maybe it was some sort of it's kind of like Shreveport's in Lafayette. I don't know how.
No. It's about 3 hours north.
Interesting. Well,
right up.
Okay, not even close.
No, it's I-45 north. Definitely a different world too. Lafayette and South Louisiana.
Yeah, Poirier flew into the Lafayette airport, and I felt so bad for him because the 10 reporters in Lafayette swarmed him and just wanted to ask him so many questions, and I felt so bad. Just wanted him to fly private at that point. Just let the man go home.
Poirier's kind of a man of the people, though.
He truly is.
He absolutely is.
He is great.
It's just a weird. It's one of those things where I just I wish he would have just. I wish McGregor would have just got knocked out.
Yeah, I hate the fact that he broke.
Because now it's because even though listen, was McGregor gonna lose? Probably. It's fighting. You can't say 100% that they don't come out second round and something crazy happens. That's just the fight game. But it just leaves this weird energy. You don't get. Usually with a trilogy fight, the whole point is you get closure.
Right.
And we just didn't really get that. It just left a weird energy. McGregor's post-fight press conference or post-fight interview was really weird.
So weird.
Really weird. I think even any rational Conor fan would say you don't appreciate that. What got even weirder, I don't know if you guys saw this. There was a clip. So Poirier was talking that there was even more shit that he said that he didn't know if got picked up or not. There was a clip of him that it actually got picked up. McGregor was literally on the ground saying, like, I'm going to kill you and your family in your sleep. And, like, literally going like this, like a gun, like, I'm like signaling like he's going to shoot him. Like, it was obviously some crazy, like, post-fighting adrenaline energy, but that was a fucking wild video. I don't know if you saw that or anyone here saw that.
I did not see it, but I don't doubt it at all.
It was crazy. I mean, I was like, this guy literally lost his mind for a second.
I really, at this point, think that he might like have a couple more than like just a couple screws loose. He's gone absolutely mad.
What do you mean gone absolutely mad? 2 years ago, he socked an old coot at the
bar.
Irish bar.
And then he threw the bar, like the stool at
he's had screws loose for a while.
Like,
and, you know, for someone who has only won one fight since 2016.
This is the clip that I was talking about. He said, kill you in your sleep. That's what he said.
In your sleep.
First of all, congratulations on a very impressive victory.
It's fucking crazy, man.
First of all, if you're going to get into cage fighting, especially at that level for that long, you got to have a fucking few screws loose.
For sure.
Like, there's no question
Also,
about that.
if you're in cage fighting and you want to kill someone in their sleep, shouldn't you use your hands? Like, why signal like a gun? Like, if you just go, like, beat the shit out of them out of their sleep. Like, that's the right way to go about it, right? Like, if we're going to do that, if we're going to beat someone to death or kill someone, like, if you're an MMA fighter, it should be with your hands.
But if you can't walk to him, then I guess you got to do it from a distance.
Yeah, I feel like that was the culmination of a lot of just one, obviously having a few screws loose, and just the frustration. Like you said, he hasn't won much recently. I play both sides just as a UFC fan, MMA fan, where his losses, they've been to like the best lightweight of all time, and now 2 in a row to what I consider the best active lightweight, and probably literally the 2 best of the last probably decade. But still, I think it's just a culmination of I think he probably really thought he was going to win this fight. I think he really thought bringing back the trash talk and all that was going to kind of bring back this mind game edge that they used to have. And Poirier, he's not in his mid-20s anymore. He's a grown-ass man now. You can say whatever you want to him. He's not going to be fazed by it. He's mature enough to realize this is all talk. That was just a weird ending scene. I wish it would have ended a lot more just like concrete fashion, but it was weird. Congrats to Poirier. I mean, he's going to go fight for the title now. Now they're going to run this fight back at some point, and Poirier, even from his point, even if you say he shouldn't do it, I don't blame him because this is a big money fight, and it's at this point it looks like, I don't want to say an easy win, but I mean he's got his number for sure.
Have y'all had the hot sauce?
I haven't.
I almost brought y'all some.
Is it good?
I like
Love
it.
that.
I like it a lot. I'm usually like a crystal girl. It's like I don't like Louisiana or like Tabasco, but Poirier's hot sauce is actually, I like it a lot.
How hot? Let's go 1 to 10.
It's not that hot. I mean,
Or 1 to 5, ball scale.
I would give it like a 3. Just
It's a low on the ball scale.
I can deal with hot though. Like I'm used to extremely hot foods. So I mean, I don't know what y'all are used to.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, so
Give me all the hot sauce.
Some like it hot.
Oh, believe it, Maryland. Like my hot sauce, I mean, it was by my grandfather who used to sprinkle it on the wings growing up. Like, if it doesn't put hair on my ass, it's not worthy.
So have you had crawfish yet before?
I have not.
You would really like some good spicy crawfish.
Okay.
You need to do that.
Crawfish and gator.
We need that needs to happen. Like, y'all need to come down and try crawfish and gator.
We have to do a crawfish bowl in the office.
That's one of my
Yeah.
things. Like in Philly, the Reading Terminal Market, which is like a great food place. There's a jambalaya place in there, or jambalaya. I don't even know how to pronounce it. That's like my favorite food in there, and full of cheesesteaks, like best sandwich in the world. I love getting the jambalaya, but I know it's not like authentic New Orleans
I need
gumbo.
to make you a gumbo.
There you go.
I make a fantastic gumbo.
Okay.
I've just always wanted to have one of those things where they just lay out all the shit on the newspaper.
Yeah, that's the shrimp. Any type of boil. Any type of boil.
That's what I want. I've never had that.
You never been to Maryland? Open some crabs?
No, not
Do they
really.
even season them there though? Like, don't they just use like some Old Bay?
Big Old Bay, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you should talk shit to Barstool Nate about Old Bay.
I'm not.
Please.
Yeah, I'm not an Old Bay fan.
No, please do it.
They put something.
I don't
weird
care.
in
And you
it.
just start
Like,
talking. Just start talking shit on Barstool Nate. That's how you like establish
It
dominance.
tastes
at
like
Barstool
it. Like it could go in like a pie.
Dave will love it too.
Yeah.
Dave will love it.
Just start talking shit on Old Bay. He once put Old Bay on a cheesesteak. Yeah, he's a disgusting human.
He needs Tony's. Has he ever had Tony's? Like Tony
Satchery's?
Satchers?
I've never even heard of it.
That's the Louisiana one. feel like
Never
it's too
heard
salty.
of it?
I'm gonna probably get shot for this, but I think Tony's is too salty.
Well, yeah, you don't need a lot of it. Like, you don't use salt if you use Tony's. You got to be smart with your seasonings. You don't want to swell up like a toad, you know?
Fair enough.
Smart.
Za, are you on? I want to ask how he's doing. I want the Euro Cup stuff.
Good, bro. I mean, it's over. England lost. It's unfortunate that one of my boys, Saka, is the one that missed the final penalty for England. So I hope that doesn't fuck with the Arsenal season. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Italy. It was a great tournament. But now on to the Premier League.
Do you get obviously Arsenal's your team? Like, how into England in the country stuff do you get super?
I mean, I was watching. Wasn't really pulling for anybody. If anything, I was going for France because it's pretty much full of Africans. But yeah, no, I wanted. I wanted England to lose, but I did not want it in that fashion where it's my guy that misses the 5th penalty because now he's getting dragged all over the internet and all that madness. But it was a great tournament, man. Congrats to Italy.
I would like to congratulate Za on looking absolutely fresh as fuck at Marina's wedding.
Flyer than a
You got a
motherfucker.
fucking fit off.
Flyer than a motherfucker.
Also, hey, Za, I haven't met you yet, but I wanted to tell you that I absolutely thought your outfit was fantastic.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. I appreciate
I just
that.
read your lips. No worries.
Thank
We're
you.
good.
Sorry, the mic was muted. My bad.
I enjoyed Fallen Troops. I saw he had like 5,000 people watching him walking home from the game yesterday. Yeah. He's on the Pardon My Take that came out today.
Yeah. I still need to listen to that. We were just on the road, but nah, he apparently couldn't get like an Uber anywhere near there. He had to walk for like an hour to get an Uber.
Damn.
But
Walk of shame.
Yeah.
That's like a therapeutic walk. That's a walk you're just contemplating life. What does it even mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, the England. I feel so. I mean, they haven't won like a substantial tournament since like
1960 something.
1966, I think. And for them to be in Wembley Stadium and score that first goal, like 2 minutes in, that's torture on the fans.
Yeah, you really at that moment I thought, yep, it's happening. But blew it.
Credit to Fraud T for his tweet comparing England to University of Tennessee. Basically.
Really? Wow. Yeah, I saw it too.
Oh, I did see that actually.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Big T, not Fraud T.
Fraud T.
Occasionally.
That's too funny. England, that had to be pretty heartbreaking. We need to get in the NBA Finals because there's a bunch of stuff to get into on that. I wasn't surprised. Actually shocked on this. I'm 3-0 calling the finals games. There you go.
Attaboy, Mitzi.
There you go. I don't lose them all,
Benjamin.
damn it, despite all the rumors. Not totally shocked by the Bucks bouncing back big last night. Kind of felt like that was the first home game for NBA Finals game since the 70s from Milwaukee. Y'all see Dana Beers on there with Bakhtari chugging beers?
Dana Beers, after a second vaccine shot. Congratulations.
Yeah, I saw that tweet from Dave. Was interesting.
It's something. No, but the Bucks, they still should probably lose this series in 6, maybe even 5. The Suns are a better team, but forget during the. Jesus. What a life this kid's leading.
I'm really good at drinking beer too.
You should challenge Dana Beers.
I mean, I'm not going to beat Dana. My belly's this big, but.
But what if you do?
Also,
you got nothing to lose.
Also, I have to gamble responsibly, sir. I would never drink and gamble.
That's
ever.
fair.
Ever.
That's fair.
You can do it. You got to keep the beer tweet separate, the gambling tweet. If we learned anything at Barstool, we're all about gambling responsibly. We believe in that. That is our mission.
Never above our means. Ever.
Never above our means.
Ever.
Otherwise,
Never.
I wouldn't be able to live anywhere after what happened in Omaha.
That's also true.
Because Mitzi was so damn responsible. That's
I was so damn responsible that I only just lost time. But successful trip and appreciate everybody's support. So this finals, Suns up 2-1. Where's it go from here? Bucks are a 4.5-point favorite on Wednesday. Suns are 3-0 in Game 4s in this playoffs. I thought they'd lose Game 3. Is this a spot where they put the hammer down for Game 4, or does Milwaukee tie this thing up?
I think Suns in 5. They're just a complete team. CP3 is its destiny. They put it all together essentially in every game but one during these playoffs. They're a better team. Suns at 5.
Now it's gonna take Giannis playing like he did last night, actually shooting well from the line.
Past 2 nights.
Bobby Portis played really well. Even Middleton played. He didn't play a ton. The end of the game, they were just blowing him out. But Game 3 was obviously a backs against the wall game. You have to win. You're not expecting the Suns to shoot 50% from 3. You can't just keep that going forever. But no, I agree. I think I'll say Suns in 6. I think Milwaukee gets one more. I think Giannis is good enough to go steal another game.
The one thing about last night, when Ayton got in foul trouble and Sarge is out for the year with the torn ACL, they don't have anybody down low if Ayton's out. And so when he had the foul trouble, I mean, they had a 5-guard lineup playing zone out there in the third quarter. And so Giannis, back-to-back over 40-point games, actually made free throws last night. Looked like he was in a rhythm, but Milwaukee was just on fire last night. It was one of the nights. The Suns, Booker didn't even play in the fourth. They kind of called off the dogs there a little bit to rest and get ready for Wednesday. And
always good to see Frank Kaminsky get a couple.
That's what I was going to say. We had another big a friend of Barstool, Mr. Kaminsky, just scored last night.
Hey, Zach, can one of y'all get Marty on for a sec? Because he went to I was going to ask him about because he went to the finals, games 1 and 2. But yeah, the Bucks making it a series down 2-1. We're gonna Playboy Marty on for a sec because he was out. Marty, how was your trip? You went out to games 1 and 2 in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Your family, your twin brother works for the Suns. I know how much the Suns mean to your family and your dad and your Phoenix ties. What was that like getting to go to the finals?
Yeah, no, it was unreal. So I didn't grow up in Phoenix at all. I grew up in Louisiana, so I didn't get to go to a bunch of big games there. So just being there, especially game 2 when it was became obvious we were going up 2-0, taking a commanding lead. It was just insane. It overcame me a little bit. I got flamed a little bit on Viva for being emotional about it. But it was nuts. And as long as DeAndre Ayton stays out of foul trouble, I feel pretty good about this series going the way I want it to.
Well, so the Suns hadn't made the final. Last time they made the finals was 93. You were, 2 years old?
Yeah, I was a baby.
Barkley MVP.
And then they hadn't made the playoffs since 2010?
Yeah, 2010 we lost to Kobe in the West Finals and then just have been dog shit since then. We had one good season in the mix there, but yeah. No.
Who was on that 2010 team?
Nash was still there.
That's right.
Amari, Jason Richardson was the X Factor.
Barbosa.
Yeah. Barbosa still was there.
His last year, yeah.
Grant Hill. People forget his stint with the Suns. Yeah.
How you feeling? We were just talking about the series. How do you feel?
I feel good. It's kind of weird though. Before the playoffs started, what I kind of said was, if I'm playing the Suns, I'm attacking Ayton, doing everything I can to get him into foul trouble because there's literally no bigs. And now with Saric out, there literally is no big. Frank Kaminsky's getting finals minutes. That's a problem. So love Frank, but it's a problem.
College National Player of the Year.
No. Love him. I'm thrilled he's on the Suns. Just don't need him guarding Giannis.
So do you feel the Suns bounce back in Game 4 here? Do you feel good about it?
I feel good about Game 4. Yeah. I think Monty's such a better coach. I just think it's
And the atmosphere was on fire in Phoenix because the atmosphere in Milwaukee
nuts. Phoenix is such a basketball town. In the way that New Orleans is a football town, people don't really realize how much Phoenix loves basketball, and it really was special to be there, be a part of it. Are you
going to get emotional again?
Right now, no. If we win, though, there'll be some tears. Yeah.
No doubt. It's okay.
People in the chat saying the Suns aren't a good team. What the hell are you talking about?
That's a silly.
They beat the Lakers.
That's a silly
round 1. Who they beat round 2?
They beat everyone.
Nuggets in 4.
Nuggets in 4. And
Pretty
then
sure if they weren't good, they wouldn't be where they are.
No, they wouldn't even be sniffing. Yeah, the winning. How many games they win? 50 something.
A lot. We were the 2 seed.
They were the 2 seed.
Yeah. People want to say the injuries and stuff, but LeBron, because AD got hurt in the first round, but they were hurt all year. And the reward as the 2 seed is you play the 7 seed. They were the 7 seed because they were hobbled. End of discussion.
It was.
Suns are legit. Yeah. That's a complete team too.
And I'll say this too. I think people are forgetting this. Paul's overcome the shoulder injury and COVID both during these playoffs.
Right.
Too.
Yeah.
And nobody's mentioning that. He's had both.
And we won both games that he was out.
I don't know. I'd like to see him win it.
No, me too.
I think everyone, maybe besides Dana, is pulling for the Suns. I don't know what the rest of the vibe of the office is, but so far I feel like I've seen Dana being the only Bucks go-getter right now.
I've been liking the atmospheres in the games. Just both Milwaukee and Phoenix love their team. I know you're not looking at the marquee LA, Boston, New York, Philly kind of markets here. But I love seeing, like, do you see the Bucks have 25,000 people out there in the
atmosphere's great.
They've got a great arena too. I've noticed that more watching like this season. How long has that arena been up? Only a couple years, right?
I think they had the Bradley Center.
I think it's new-ish.
It's new-ish, but I mean, I don't think it's been like too immediate. I mean, I think it's been 5 years or something like that.
It's a nice stadium.
All right,
arena.
Let me tell you boys about some Cuts clothing. Fellas, the sport of business means demanding excellence from your craft and wardrobe. Maybe that's my problem. Your fits need to be versatile, blending timeless style and comfort so that you look as good as you feel. For that, there's Cuts clothing. They've taken a classic men's fashion staple, the plain tee, and refined it, combining premium quality with a minimalistic aesthetic. Cut shirts, polos, hoodies, and crew sweatshirts are made for the man who works hard, plays hard, and never settles for less, all in the sport of business. Built for performance in the boardroom, the bar, or the gym, Cuts clothing keeps you sharp wherever the game takes on you. Takes a plain tee, but make it Tony Stark. The bleeding edge of fabric technology meets the man confident enough to wear it. Cuts clothing. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/picks. That's cutsclothing.com/picks for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing, Cuts Clothing. And they sent us a bunch of Cuts Clothing up here. And
it's good stuff.
I'm enjoying it. I will say this, the month out of the office, clothes are a little tighter. I got to say,
yeah.
the road life getting to me. We're going to have to crank it back up and get back on the wagon here, boys. No good. no good. Slippery slope. Got to do better. Smitty, we're at the mid game. I wanted to touch on All-Star break as kind of like an evaluation point for Major League Baseball. Obviously, we talked about unhappy Yankees fans. I mean, nobody's run away with that NL East yet. Phillies 500 still in, right?
No, with Acuna going down, don't want to see anybody get injured, especially a superstar like that. The Braves, I can't see how they pull out the division now without him. The Mets are 5 games above 500, I think. They're 3.5 up on the Phillies right now. They can't score runs now. If they pull a trade and get Chris Bryant, they'll probably be ahead of the pack. But the Phillies finally healthy. And starting pitching's been there all year. Bullpen's been a shit show of a shamble fest, but they seem to be doing a little better. I don't know. It's wide open. Even the Nationals, like, they're streaky as shit, but they have an opportunity to do something.
How you feel about this Astros year?
I think we could go all the way. I really do. The bullpen, I'm worried about our bullpen, but I feel like yesterday's Altuve walk-off just showed me that they are ready to reground themselves as winners and not the asterisks.
What do you think as an Astros fan? Because obviously everybody comes at the Astros for all the cheating stuff, but now all this other stuff's getting exposed on everybody in baseball. Like,
yeah, everyone's a cheater. Everyone lies. Everyone cheats. I don't care what anyone says.
No, I agree with that.
Everyone does.
So does
Astros just got caught.
Yeah.
1,000%.
So does
baseball is a cheater sport. It is.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Ev, you look like you have a different opinion.
SMH.
I mean,
Oh, shut the fuck up, Ev. Wait, why is Aaron Judge's average at home like 400 points higher than on the road?
He's comfortable there.
It's because of his new teeth.
He plays
He's
there more often than he
comfortable
plays other places. Listen,
Okay.
there's some would say there's levels to certain things. There's levels to a lot of things. The levels of cheating. I mean, there's one thing spider tack, and other things getting literally told what pitch is coming in. I mean, there's.
From what I understand,
I'm just
from what
saying.
I understand, the Astros learned that from someone else. But it's all hearsay. All I'm saying is that coaches and players and managers, they all get passed around, traded around. All the secrets are always told.
My favorite. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I was just stating the fact that people are cheaters.
My
they need to
favorite-
admit it.
My favorite recent allegation is Adrian Beltre having a buddy in center field with binoculars, and every time it's an off-speed pitch, the buddy had a tank top, and wave it above his head, just every time it's an off-speed pitch. That's it, and Beltre would see it in center field. I mean, the guy has 3,000 hits. He's a good Hall of Fame player, but
Clearly he had some vision. He was seeing the ball pretty well.
Allegations. What are you gonna do? I mean, just take a tank top and just wave it over your head. Why not?
Just every time someone's out there, I'm just
Yeah, better than A-Rod dimming the lights. Yeah.
Ooh.
Allegedly.
There's no proof of that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm going through. I'm looking through the standings. Just like biggest surprise. Looking at the AL. Yankees 3 over 500, 8 back. I mean, Ev, you're writing them all. I mean, are they going to be a buyer at the deadline still?
No, I can't imagine they'll be buyers. I mean, they're just. We've said it for a lot of the Yankee guys. Like Tommy's been saying, Hub's been saying it, Marty. We've all said it. This team is not built to win. I don't know when Cashman, Boone, Steinbrenner. Steinbrenner drives me nuts. Just him talking about his dad or whatever. I'm like, your dad was a winner. You're a loser. All you do is lose.
His dad wasn't winning too much in the early 80s to mid-90s.
Yeah, he figured it out, though.
Yeah, he
figure it out.
Yeah. Probably cheated.
Took 15 years, but okay.
He figured it out.
Don Mattingly never won a war.
But I mean, you get to take when it takes 15 years and then you win 5 in like 6-7 years. You'll take that. I'm just saying.
Fair.
I think I'm just sick and tired, and Yankee fans, I think if you're a realistic fan, you're sick and tired of we're putting the same team out there with the bad starting pitching, just a bunch of right-handed power hitters who strike out a lot. It doesn't win in the playoffs. Like, we all know that. We've all seen it. Now, this team's probably not even going to be in the postseason, but the last few years we've seen the same team go to the postseason and come up short every year in the same fashion. The starting pitching's just not there. The hitters it just doesn't work in the postseason. You need guys to get on base. We can't have these guys that just either home run or bust because the pitching's phenomenal in the playoffs. The home runs just don't happen.
You got to create runs and offense.
But you have to create runs. That's it. And we just don't do that. I don't know when Steinbrenner or whoever's going to realize and we get rid of Boone. I think we need to get rid of. Like, I've been a guy who's.
Aaron Boone's a coward.
He's a loser. That home run he hit in 2003, the worst thing that happened to New York Yankees. We didn't even get a World Series out of it, and now we have this bum coaching the team, which I don't even know how much of it is his fault, but I think I'm at the point where I'm fine with him being the scapegoat. Where Cashman, I was someone who I've defended Cashman for a long time. Even him, I think I'm over it at this point. Like he made some good moves on paper when you look at things he gave up for the production that he's gotten out of them. Like guys like Didi and like Voit and certain guys like that, LeMahieu, like that's all fine. But we just need to start over, start fresh, new regime, new just approach to baseball. That's what the Yankees need. They don't have it right now.
Would you take Girardi back?
Some
people in Philly want Girardi out.
I don't.
And he is frustrating.
I don't know. I don't think that's the answer. I mean, right now with Boone, sometimes it feels like I'd rather just have literally anyone else.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's the answer. Obviously, you wouldn't hire him back, but would you rather have Girardi or Boone?
Probably Girardi. Honestly,
it's absolutely Girardi.
Honestly, probably Girardi.
Boone is awful.
I hate, and see, the problem with Boone is it's not even just his managing, which is bad. It's just his face. It's the way he approaches it, like after the game. The quotes he says, like he acts like it's just all good. Like, oh, we're just going to turn it around. Like, no, you're fucking not. You're not going to turn it around. You've been saying that for 4 years. It hasn't happened. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Midway through, what's your World Series prediction?
I was going to comment like how big a surprise the Giants being 57-30.
I know, but
insane. Their roster,
Gosman has been amazing.
I mean, Brandon Belt and freaking Brandon Crawford, Darren Ruff. And gives Gabe
like Solano, Duggar, and these guys.
Give Gabe Clapper all the credit in the world. That being said, they'll make the playoffs. They ain't doing much.
Yeah, how long do you think they can keep it up?
Exactly.
I don't know. I mean, I have a hard time betting the Giants because I feel like they're bound to fall apart at some point. I feel like. But, I mean, I've been backing them with Gosman and Desclafini, like, every time they play.
I feel like we're just going to get, like, a really annoying, just, like, Dodgers championship again. That's what I think.
I mean, they're tough in the playoffs, though.
Dude, NL is kind of...
I think the Padres are...
And NL West...
They got they have Snell, they have Lamet, they have Weathers. Their pitching is phenomenal. They just...
Look, the Reds... are on fire.
The Reds are on fire.
I mean, they got 2 MVP candidates in that lineup and can just run through, and not to mention the Brewers pitching staff.
The Brewers are 53-39.
Yeah. And the Brewers got like 4 aces on their staff. It's out of nowhere.
Yeah. Brewers are sneaky because they don't, especially with Yelich. I feel like he's been out. Obviously, he's
and they're
NL Central, tough division this year. I mean, Brewers and Reds being surprises.
Cubs
have fallen off.
Yeah, Cubs are awful.
Pirates are always trash.
That one Zach Davies, the one time I don't take Davies, he throws the no-hitter, and then after that they just completely fall apart.
I mean, Reds, Brewers, Dodgers, Padres. Anybody else from the NL? I'd say it's probably between those 4.
You're writing off the Giants. I mean, it just feels like I'm worried about the Giants just peaking early.
Yeah.
So much of baseball is like momentum into the playoffs.
I just feel like we've been saying this. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but we've been saying this Giants thing, I feel like, for months.
Yeah. I feel like I've been saying that. I mean, I'm not having
I feel
been
like
here,
everyone
but
kind of has.
I'm like, they're going to fall apart. They're going to fall apart. And then they just keep going and going and going.
In San Francisco, it's going to cause a lot of issues.
I hate their new uniforms. Have you seen the new uniforms they put out? They look like Gatorade bottles. Do you like them? Have you seen them?
I haven't seen them.
No.
The new ones?
They're
Like
okay.
you saw them? They're just like they're orange. They're white with like a big orange G. It looks like a Gatorade sponsored them.
Yes.
I don't like them at all.
Nobody from the East is going to do dick in the playoffs, but the Nats and Phillies, they're plus 600, plus 700 to win the division. I think one of those two teams.
That's great odds looking at this division. I mean, you're looking at a division. You know, right now the Mets 3.5 up, and then Acuna being. I mean, the Braves.
Yeah, Braves are.
I think the Braves are done.
It just doesn't feel like they're. It's just been one thing after another all year with them.
I took them yesterday thinking they would like rally behind that injury, and they put out like the worst lineup ever and just absolute doo doo.
Well, I mean, Low T, suicidal over there. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I think he's still trying to recover from Tennessee.
He wants to trade Freeman. Man. Like, yo there, Cowboy.
He's ready to just blow the whole thing
Whoa.
Easy there.
All right,
I mean, Ozuna and then Acuna is tough. Real tough.
Got to get this one in. IPVanish is a virtual private network, a VPN for short. A VPN is a super important tool that helps you safely browse the internet. You can use a VPN on your computers, tablets, phones, and even things like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. When you use a VPN, all your data is encrypted. What you're reading, searching, and what you're watching is all protected. If you care about the security of your online activity, the easiest way to protect yourself is with an IPVanish VPN. Rated 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, IPVanish provides an encrypted connection for all of your internet traffic, helping to prevent websites, Wi-Fi providers, and even hackers from intercepting your data. You can help keep your financial details, personal information, and online activity safe from threats with IPVanish. Get started with this limited time offer and save 65% off monthly and annual subscriptions by going to IPVanish.com/central. One more time, that's IPVanish.com/central. 65%, pretty good deal. VPNs were super popular in the online poker world back in the day. Smitty, I'm sure you remember all that.
Too well.
All too well.
Too well.
I don't want to spend much time on this, but want to mention the MLB. The MLB draft got lost a little bit because the NBA Finals were going on and everything. Jack Leiter, 2nd overall to Texas. Not even I could jinx him out of being a top 2 pick. That'll be fun to follow, though. Him in Texas. Number 1 pick was Henry Davis, catcher for Louisville, hit 370 with some power, went to the Pirates. Other notables, the big one, Kumar Rocker, headed to New York to play for the Mets. I feel like Rocker would have been a top 3 pick, didn't pitch as well in Omaha. Velocity was down a little bit. I think his arm might have been a little tired maybe, but got to be thrilled if you're a Mets fan getting him at 10. I think, in sports, everything is about your potential, and I think he fell just because his last couple starts were on such a high profile. Maybe, but Mets fans got to be pretty thrilled about that today, I would think.
Clem seems over the moon.
He's already he's already a star too.
They're already making gifs about him. They're already tweeting out that he's the next up and coming DeGrom.
Also,
okay.
another one
hard to follow.
Another one to mention too, Will Bednar, who just iconic performance for Mississippi State in Omaha through 3 games, pitched the national championship on 3 days rest. All that. He was projected as the number 38 overall pick before Omaha. Jumps all the way to 14, heading to play for the San Francisco Giants. Great pitcher's ballpark. Seems like a good fit.
I would take a developed college player in the first round over a high school kid any day of the week. Any day of the week. So naturally, the Phillies for the last 10 drafts just pick a fucking high school pitcher.
So you've obviously seen Moneyball.
A little bit. Read some Michael Lewis back in my day. Yeah.
It is interesting. A couple of guys were really high picks a few years ago. The UCLA shortstop and Gunnar Hoglund, who went 18th overall or 19th overall to the Jays, went to college when they were top 40, top 50 picks coming out of high school, and they both ended up going top 20, top 25 3 years later. I just am happy to see that for the growth of college baseball because you want those kids in college. And the minor leagues also kind of shrinking a little bit. It seems like more people are going to play college baseball now. And the likeness thing means they'll be able to start maybe making some money.
That could be
especially as we've tried to promote it and grow the game stuff. So, I don't know. It's just interesting to follow. I just obviously am very pro college baseball, so I want those kids going to college as much as possible.
Yeah.
You got to grow the game. Continue it.
Mm-hmm.
brick by brick.
Shake it.
Tonight, want to remind everyone, Barstool Sportsbook, Gambling Cave stream, 8 o'clock Eastern. Megan, everybody and their mom excited about you being here and on this Joey Gallo to win the home run derby. You excited about the stream tonight?
I'm extremely excited. There's tons of pressure, but extremely excited. Pressure's all on Joey though, so I need to like tag him. I need to start like tagging him and stuff and be like, you have to do this. You have to get it done.
And so the bet is it's been boosted from plus 450 to plus 550 on the Barstool Sports book, backing Megan making money. It seems like you're getting a lot of support from the troops on this one too.
Yeah, I think Joey's got, again, as I said at the beginning of the show, it's great value. He's literally was meant, I think God built him to hit home runs. Like literally like gave him like arm, leg, every intention just to hit a home run. So
I'll throw his dick in there too.
yeah,
He's got a home run swimming cock.
I did, of course.
Yeah, of course he does. And it's a good bet that people are backing because she is correct. It is great value. Everybody's behind it except for, the front runners.
Gallo's slinging that
That's
wood.
your favorite, Matt Olson.
You wanted Ohtani.
You wanted it.
It went from plus 350 to 250. I mean, come on. I can't be a sucker.
That means it's a guaranteed winner in your book. Lock it up.
Look, show is sexy, man. I mean, you gotta give it to him. He's pitching and hitting at like the craziest level ever. Like, who does that?
Nah, the season he's having
It's
it's
nuts.
like he's like Babe Ruth, but he can run. I mean, it's I've never seen anything like it.
He is the modern day equivalent of what Babe Ruth probably was. Now, again, you put Babe Ruth trying to hit Ohtani, like not even the same strategy.
No.
Good God, I would love to see that.
When you were a kid, when you guys were a kid, did you grow up with your dad being like, "Oh, like if Babe Ruth just pitched, they would call it Cy Young the Babe Ruth Award"? Was that a common quote amongst?
My dad would always just say "fuck baseball." My dad hated baseball. He loved golf.
I honestly think it was a little more common for like a player in the 1920s to be able to play up until like maybe the 80s. And then I think it started to take a switch.
Because I felt like that was something I commonly heard like my dad and just other like grown men say as a child, that it was like, oh, like he could throw so well if he would just pitch, like if he just focused on pitching. The Cy Young Award right now would be the Babe Ruth Award. Yeah. And that was what I was thinking. Obviously, just watching Ohtani hit all these home runs, I'm like, he is literally what everyone told me that Babe Ruth was as a child, even though everyone that was telling me this had clearly never seen Babe Ruth.
Also, wasn't Babe Ruth like just hammered most of the time and like
could you
imagine Ohtani out there like just drunk as shit trying to like he probably has never had a drink in his life.
Well, I would think he was more. I would like to think he was hungover, not drunk. I think there is
come on, everybody back then drank lit in the dugouts. They smoked Joes in the dugouts.
And I don't know whether Ohtani
he
drinks.
A couple darts, but
I don't know if Ohtani drinks, but I like to see Babe Ruth hopped up on sake. Probably couldn't handle it.
I would feel like Ohtani's the type that's like never had a sip of alcohol in his life.
I don't think so either. I think I agree with that.
I don't know. You see a photo from Ohtani like 2 years ago compared to now?
Was he yacked?
Yeah.
The picture I saw him the other day, I didn't realize how jacked he was. He was wearing a tank top. His arms looked huge.
Like he came in looking like a high school kid.
He looked like a defensive end when I saw him with a tank top.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I did not think his arms were just that brolic.
He's a pretty big dude, especially like in terms of like Asians in the league. Like I feel like he's way bigger than anybody else.
How big was Godzilla?
Everyone just thinks of Ichiro and like Matsui.
Was Matsui short?
He was. I mean, I don't think he was short. I don't think he was like massive.
Like how tall is you?
What about Daisuke?
Yu's
like pretty tall. I think Yu's like 6'2".
I think Yu's like 6. I think he's taller than that. I think Yu.
Really?
Like
I think Yu's pretty tall. Like on the
mound. I think Yu's big.
I feel like I think I'm gonna go on the record and say 6'2".
I
might maybe 6'3", and he's.
I was gonna guess 6'5". I'm about to find out right now.
I think he's probably. Everyone knows that they're always like 3 inches shorter than they actually
6'5".
are. Anyway.
I was right.
Oh, look at you already.
Good for you.
One today.
Called it.
Before we get out of here,
so technically 6'3", since they take 2 inches.
Megan, what kind of for our followers, what kind of content can we be expecting from you from Barstool?
Daily picks is what I'm focusing on right now. It's what I've always done. Obviously, be smart, do your research. Don't have to tail every single one of my picks. Be responsible. But every day I'm looking at games. Besides, like right now, I don't bet NBA. So this little all-star break, I'm doing my Gallo thing tonight. But I'll have a little lull over the next couple of days. But daily picks. Probably hopping on with you guys sometimes.
Enjoyed your blog you read over the weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, gonna probably do some more of that. And anything that's asked of me. I mean, I think that's kind of what happens here. Everybody just comes and people throw you like a beanbag, and then you just kind of do whatever wherever you land. So.
Awesome. And also, you're gonna stay in Louisiana. You're gonna be.
Oh yeah, no, I'll be in Louisiana. I'll be up here.
Did pass sports gambling, and so we got a lot of PN sports books coming there with Barstool. Hopefully in the not too distant future. So very excited about that. I want to thank Smitty, Big Ev, Megan. Enjoyed your debut. You're gonna be with us tomorrow too, right?
Absolutely, as long as y'all want me.
Check out the Gambling Cave tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern for the Home Run Derby. Thanks to Za, TJ, our whole crew. Thank y'all as always. We appreciate you guys. And stay tuned for the Yak up next.